Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Hello.
How are we all doing this evening?
Very
Pretty good, thanks.
Good? Yes. Our dear Ysdred is without camera, but that is, well, it's mosquito season for everybody right now, so I'm trying to avoid unnecessary bites and any sort of real-time bleeding mechanic. Right. So, as we last left off, you've left hither to move into the mists, following a little puppet with not a gourd, but now a stag's head, and headed off to the forest of Thither. However, before we get to that particular domain, I have something that my players have graciously allowed me to do, which is we are going to be playing an encounter that is not from the main book, but rather from the Kickstarter Encounters at a Glance, for which I've been collaborating, and so this is going to be at least a variant of one of the adventures that will be published in that book, hopefully. Still need to be screened and all of that. So if you are interested in playing the encounter or running the encounter, stick a while. Let us know, because things will be different in the final product. Right. Everybody ready?
Yep.
D.
Okay. Just get the scenario up here. There you go. So you have been now following the sort of awkward gait of this little puppet, and despite the mist the mist is thick around you, about you have visibility about 20 feet around you, barely. You're not exactly sure how the terrain's supposed to move, but you know that you're moving upwards from the swamp, and the terrain seems to sort of become a bit more firm, a bit more rocky, and then sort of moves into a slopey kind of either moss covered or, and you start seeing a bit of underbrush as well. Your guide, Clapperclaw, is concentrated on trying to remember the right path. At some points he stops a little, looking at a particular tree, wondering if he needs to go left or right, or if he needs to spin, or if he needs to jump. It's almost sort of like a dance that he's having you make. Sometimes he just said, okay, well, if you're going, you need to go underneath the tree instead of over the tree. It's very important, and you have no idea why. But there's a moment where he's moving towards a specific path, and you start hearing the sound of music. Music almost like a shawm playing, one of the sort of long string instruments. As a parade just on the edge of the mist, a parade of small household items mounted on feline feet walk into sight. At the center of the parade, seated on a walking chair, sits a small fox-like creature plucking at a wide-stringed instrument. As he notices you, he plays just a few notes, and the items stop in their tracks. The fox is wearing this little sort of vest and a little sort of cap on his head, which belies his animal appearance. But smiles with almost a human-like expression, or humanoid expression. Well met, friends. May the spirits of opportunity bless this meeting. My name is, well, I guess you would understand it as Inherit Joy. and I've been traveling between these worlds to both discover new sights and bring awe to those that cross my path. Are you such travelers as well?
Yep.
Yes.
Well, it is customary from where I come from that we would sit and talk for a while. And he sort of snaps twice, does a gesture, and you can see that all of the items sort of come together. And you'll see a large tent walking on its stilts. You'll see chairs and low cushions sort of tumble and roll and bounce into position as an entirely well-appointed camp, including this braziero at the center, sort of sets itself up. And you are very quickly sort of bumped and jostled into sitting positions around this campfire, with the fox still sitting in this sort of large, cushy chair, his instrument in front of him, smiling towards all of you. You seem tired, haggard, even. Have you been traveling long?
How long has it been?
Oh,
Plum shrugs. I don't know. I'm not good with time.
We have traveled for some time, and it is true that refreshments are more than welcome.
Of course, refreshments. He sort of claps his paws, and again you see these sort of basically a walking tea set, and jump onto a silver platter and sort of rush towards you. And there's an assortment of treats, sweets, cups of tea, and so forth. And he says, "Well, I would gladly allow you to rest in this camp if you need it. That is within the laws of hospitality. Should you wish."
That is very kind of you, good sir.
And
Mm-hmm.
of course. And there's just maybe sort of slight hesitation. Yes, but would it be too much to ask for a little bit of your help in exchange for safe lodgings and rest?
If it is within our power and within a practical timeline, because we do have places to be, but we would be pleased to help you if we can.
Well, if you are in a hurry then, and cannot stay too long, then I do have a deal for you then. You may rest here as long as you wish, and I will make sure that no time passes from beginning to end. How does that sound?
I'll look at my companions.
I mean, sure. I mean, as long that's kind of important because Ysdred has a timer going, and we don't want that to run out.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
She does. She has a timer. Oh no, not that type. Yes. Yes, I agree.
Well, and he sort of turns out, he sort of ushers, you can see there's an old sort of grandfather clock that sort of bounds towards him. He says, "What? As long as you are not, you're along within the confine of the camp," and it's very easily demarked, right? There's carpets all over the place, so you can easily determine which is inside the camp and which is outside. And he just stops the clock, and any movement in the mist around just freezes. Well, as you can see, simple enough.
That is impressively practical.
It has helped me before.
Ysdred, do you trust it?
as long as we're not wasting time.
It's up to you.
I
Well,
do not want to waste time.
apparently, time has stopped right now in confines of camp, so you are not wasting time. You are even winning a little bit of time.
And the opportunity to rest, according to our host.
Are we sure time has stopped?
Well, look at
I'm not.
mists.
And the mist has stopped, for sure.
Yes, but does that really mean
I don't know.
I
I
am
mean,
not at ease with that?
Sometimes
You're-
we need to trust.
And you're probably the one with the most knowledge to be able to establish if this is true or not.
Time is weird in the Fey realms.
Well, yeah.
So
Time is a soup.
I don't. Yes. So I
Dear
don't know.
GM,
It could be anything.
dear GM, do I have any way of knowing more about that?
You would know that some Fae have more or less control over the domains, right? Time in the Feywild is tricky because it is not something that is fixed in itself. It's something that can be as malleable as terrain or even weather, right? If the Fae is powerful enough and in control enough of their domain. Now,
Yeah, in their domain.
in their domain.
Hey Anna, we should ask your brother.
I mean, my brother dabbles a bit with time magic as well.
Ooh, does he?
Yes.
Well, this is less time magic and just ignoring what's going on besides. If something is not observed, it does not exist. So I just have to not look outside and nothing happens.
That would make Heinrich so mad as a theory. But I can appreciate it. If it's not seen, it doesn't exist.
I shall follow this advice at heart. Next time I see some grand creature, I shall ignore it.
Well,
Yes.
if you've seen it, next time you see it, so you've seen it, so it does exist.
But with the power of imagination, it shall be gone.
Oh, so your hammer is called imagination now?
Well, maybe a new weapon, but this weapon is more important for me.
I think it's very important that it's hammer time.
I'm gonna roll a d4 for psychic damage. You said that, and I literally had like an imaginary nosebleed coming out of my nose. So, okay, 2 psychic damage. Oh, wow, that's a good one. I tip my imaginary hat to you.
You don't have to take the 2 damage if you don't want to.
Of course I take it. It was
Okay.
a good joke.
It was a good joke. Okay.
So we're gonna take a long rest.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Exactly.
Well, if you do, if you take him up on his offer.
Yeah. So what is that offer?
Yes. And he sort of turns, and in the camp, everything everything has its place, right? Everything seems to be in a sort of a proper arrangement, but it's quite easy to notice that there is one space that is seemingly empty. And he sort of looks with sort of a sad face, pointing. Well, you see, normally this there would be a chest there, A glorious bronze-banded chest holding many precious memories and trinkets from this world and others. Unfortunately, he is slowly being consumed by a mud pit, but a short way from back where we came from. We could not get it out despite our best efforts, and we're hoping that we would meet locals to ask for help. Do you think that you might be able to liberate him and bring him back to us? We will reward you, of course, as mentioned.
So him is the chest, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Does chest has name?
Chest is chest. Chest is memory keeper. Chest is darling. Chest is many things as long as I think about them.
So chest is not a mimic.
No, chest is chest.
Okay, just making sure.
Yes. I'll have to actually include that in the thing is that these are not mimics. Technically, all of this no, I think Ysdred, you can sense Ysdred and Tavaren, you can sense magic, correct?
Detect magic, yes.
Yeah, detect magic. Tavaren, there's definitely an aura of it's. I guess this would sort of be like enchantment, as the fox seems to radiate this this circle of magic. All the items are enchanted to move, but are not alive, if that makes sense. However, as you're looking around, you notice that every single one of these objects has a face, either painted, sculpted, inlaid, and they seem to shift and move with the mood of the fox. And as as he asks the question, all of them sort of creak. There's a whole series of creak and cracks as the attention of the entire camp seems to draw towards you for an answer.
If we find them on our way, we'll bring it with us, and on our way back, we'll drop it. But we're in a time crunch.
Well,
I do understand your concerns, but the poor looks like man. Looking at the fox creature, the poor fox is asking for help, and sometimes a good deed is also very important. I understand that we have a time crunch, but how long should it take? We are four adventurers. It shouldn't not take that long, and we have a guide with us to show the way. But I do understand if you want to continue. But I just wanted to. Sometimes a good deed can be also a great reward.
True.
Yes. Well, you make me seem like a villain, but it is my word that is engaged. And my word comes before the rest in the Feywilds. You know that. One is not free to give their word right and left. It is dangerous.
You see Plum look with a bit of not a happy smile or a very serious look, and just says very calmly, I know, Warden, that sometimes a word can have a lot of influence on things. And taps on his back. But the choice is to you. I will follow. I only wanted to express my concerns to the dear fox that was very gentle to us.
I understand and I agree. If we're in capability on our way to help then I will do so gladly.
So, how far away exactly are we talking? I asked to the fox. How far away was that chest?
Oh, not too far. There is just a ways back from when we came, a large mud pit, and he seemed to just jump in. Um, uh, but time is strange, as you say. For us, it was maybe 20 minutes walk. But we do not travel fast, unless we have to.
You know what? Wait. I guess it's not. It's not a great place for horses, is it? If there's mud pits and.
Well, Nixie's half aquatic, so.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about horses.
Oh, okay.
I look to our guide, and I said, "Little friend, can I ask you a question?"
Yes.
With description of our dear new friend, do you know more or less where his location? Yes.
I think so. As he said, not too far away. And we could just track the. If they say they were next to the place, we could just track their tracks backwards. Very easy to follow.
Some people could use a little nap. With a big smile again.
Oh.
Little nap, little tea, little cookie, yes?
Well, I mean, as long as we're in this camp, then supposedly time doesn't move, right?
That was the deal, yes.
Well, the deal is if you bring back the chest, I will allow you to stay in the camp as long as you wish.
Yeah.
So then we would win some time.
Yeah.
We do 20 minutes. 20 minutes back. Probably a little bit of time in between.
An hour. Let's count an hour.
Yeah, let's...
To win a whole night's sleep.
To win 8 hours, yes.
Is that okay for you? Well, I am reassured. And sometimes, like I said, we're doing a lot of good deeds. I do not want to break the streak of good deeds now.
So, let's get going then, I suggest.
Onwards to a chest in the mud.
Okay. Just before. And he sort of knocks twice on the side of the grandfather clock, and then you can see that the mist starts up again. It would be dangerous to just jump into unwound time.
Of course.
Good. Well, I and we will be waiting here for the return of you and our lost companion. And as there's a clamor of sort of again the creaking of wood, the cracking of leather, the opening and closing of chest drawers and wardrobe doors, as all of the items are very excited at the prospect of being
Seeing their
complete
companion again.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Clapperclaw sort of leads the way, You can see he's what used to be his head, that sort of gourd, is now sort of at his belt, and so as he moves forward, you still hear that clinking of the coins that are inside, and there's almost sort of clink, 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 which has allowed you sometimes when the mist was particularly thick to sort of follow him just by the sound. And he's that beacon pushes you toward not necessarily where you were meant to go towards hither, but towards thither. Sorry. But a bit to the side. There's a few hollow, sort of hollow paths above a fallen tree, and that's when you come into a fairly large clearing. And indeed, sets in front of you a fairly large mud pit. Here the vegetation has moved. You're no longer in marshes, you're not really in forest. This is a bit more raw, a bit more fairy. Where instead of being in greens, you are now in a forest in purples and pinks, with the forest around. It's almost like an inset of somewhere else in between, as if this were its own particular place, its own identity. Let's get the map.
Huzzah! A map to a chest in a mud pit.
New map.
Ooh.
Now I want to sing that song from Dora. Take the map, take the map, take the map, take the map, take the map. Do-do-do-do-do.
Right, and for those who are coming, please notice the new overlay. And up in the corner, you will be seeing sort of images of either our characters or people who you've met along the way, and sometimes maybe even spoilers for the rest, but that's later. So, let's see, what did I write for the description? Right, so the mud pit is about an hour's walk, or a large clearing behind a fallen tree. Yes, and the last thing that was asked of you is, please be gentle with him. As you come in, yes, so the mud pit is about 45 to 50 feet in radius, with the chest clearly visible close to its center, as you can see right here. It seems to be, while it was mentioned that it was supposed to be sinking in or being swallowed by the mud pit, what you see is basically the chest wallowing and rolling in the mud quite happily, as the face carved into its side shows mirth and contentment. So, I would ask you, my players, how do you think you would bring this particular chest out from the pit?
So it's
Or
there
like,
entirely voluntarily, apparently, and just rolling through the mud.
It is rolling like a pig in cold and cool mud during the summer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask Nixie's opinion about that mud?
For all intents and purposes, this is normal mud.
Okay.
But it looks, how should I put it? When you engage, this is considered completely difficult terrain, of course, and there may be slipping rules involved. It is
Okay, even
mud.
for Nixie?
Yes. Let's put it that way.
I can just summon some flying friends and fetch it for us.
You
Or
could
I can
try
become,
that. Yeah.
or I can become very, very big, even bigger than before, and I can try to get it.
I think the difficulty will be in convincing it that it should come back.
Well, if I take a round and I become very big and I convince it to run towards you because someone is very big wants to grab it. Good work also.
I mean, for what's worth, I could just vortex warp it out of there.
That is indeed a good idea also.
I'll first try and get the chest's attention.
Okay.
Hey there, chest.
You know what? Let's, in order to get everything, I would have everybody roll for initiative here. Not necessarily just to enter combat, but just to give everybody their opportunity to try something. If you wish to, to merge actions, or that is also possible. Okay.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Stop. Stop. Stop.
I only have a +1.
If you only had selected your tokens.
But I did.
Oh no, Plum, you've got your 18, but unfortunately, don't worry about it. I will add for Anna and Tavaren. I'll add your turn. There we go.
Well, yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you. That's very nice of you.
Ysdred?
Yeah, it's 13.
Okay. And your familiars will all act right behind you, but I will add them as well. Glint at 21. I need to add a turn.
I feel left out a bit. I need a pet
You
soon.
need a companion, yeah.
I need a companion.
Well, in the way that this adventure is written, but not for us because we decided that we were not going to try and continue to it. But actually, one of the rewards is to get one of the pieces of furniture as a potential familiar. So if you want, chopsticks, or or whatever sort of small furniture, it's possible. So 19, and Nixie will be 12. Okay. And I will. Come on. And that's a 17 for the chest. But the chest, I'll put a 0 to the chest to keep it. So, like I said, the chest looks, one of those. It looks like one of those heavy pirate chests, right? It's about this. It's about. Yeah. You could put Plum fully into it, and he would have a nice sleep. It's that kind of size of chest. And you notice. And you notice that instead of having sort of 4 large feet at each of its corner, it's got hundreds of little sort of feline feet. You're not exactly sure if it's feline or fox or whatever, but sort of these small bronze feet that seem to sort of come up and sort of just wallowing and playing in the mud. Yes, this is luggage. Not the luggage, but a luggage. So, Anna, you're up first.
I thought it was emotional.
Sorry?
I thought it was emotional.
What, emotional luggage? It might be, actually. It might be. This is why they might be so sad, is that the fox has lost his emotional baggage. Yeah. So, Anna, what are you up to?
Anna will simply try and get the chest attention.
Okay.
By healing it.
Okay.
And being of the opinion that sometimes just trying to convince the person is the best way to do things. I'm just gonna check, but I think I lost a feature. Yeah. Yep. So, hey, chest? Can you hear me? Does it give any kind of?
Make me an animal handling check.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, so as you hail it, it does. You do get its attention, right? As it sort of slowly turns, jostling up and down on these tiny feet to sort of, and you can just see the face just above the just above the surface, and the eyes sort of just shift in a direction as it seems to peer at you suspiciously.
Your friends miss you. I know you're having fun, but don't you want to come back?
It sort of jiggles itself, almost sort of setting itself into the mud more.
Yeah, okay.
Nah, you rolled a 6.
Hey, I tried the nice method first.
Tavaren?
Can I try something?
Yeah, sure, on your turn. Or unless you want to go now, if everybody...
No, it's a verbal interaction, but...
Okay.
I'll wait for my turn,
The idea is we're doing an initiative.
Or that was an idea of mine. We can do this otherwise.
No, it's fine, I can wait.
Tavaren?
Totally.
Oh, it doesn't want to come?
No, it does not. It is sort of put there,
and then
very happy in the cool mud.
Oh, wait, I suppose we haven't had the long rest yet, have we?
No, technically we haven't.
No.
So technically we haven't leveled up yet?
I'll allow the level up.
Okay. Because I haven't spent any of my 3rd level slots yet, because we didn't have them yet.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, I will conjure animals and bring up 8 giant owls.
Ah.
Okay.
That will do.
Yes.
It's
I will.
60 feet. So I can bring a bunch of them up here.
Okay, I will let you place them where you wish. You have the
Right. Yes.
the power over the tokens.
Some large.
And I.
It does still need to be large, but there's one.
There you go.
And now 8.
That's 4. I think that you right. So I will let you place them. You should have control of all of them, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So
And they will act. All of your beasts act together.
yeah, they do have their own initiative though.
Um.
So I need to roll initiative for them, I guess.
Well. Or we could just have them roll when.
I could fly on one of those owls.
Yes. Well. Yes.
Yeah.
Technically, yeah, absolutely.
New goal for Plum. Yes.
I kind of feel that this encounter might not be the best chosen for this particular party, but we'll see how that goes.
But yes, and then I will basically tell them
To try
fetch.
and grab fetch. Okay. Right. So, I will add them to. I'll just add them to the turn here. Like I said. You know what? No, like I said, we're gonna add them to the beast, basically. To all of your beasts act together, right after you. So, go ahead.
Yes. So that would be, I guess, like. Yeah, they will try to grab it with their talons.
Okay. Now, this is a very large chest, so this is gonna be.
But these are very large owls as well.
Sure. What's their strength score?
13.
13. Okay. Maybe my chest might have a little bit of... So it is currently sort of rumbled into the mud. So it's not going to be the easiest for the owl.
The two of them can grab it together. And
I will allow one roll with advantage because the other one is helping. But it is still two birds trying to well.
Yes.
We are in a situation of two sparrows trying to carry a coconut. So. Okay, go ahead. Roll me. This would be their athletics, I guess.
I suppose.
I keep forgetting how the new grapple rules work. If somebody could get that, because it's going to be important. But basically, you make an attack, and on its turn, it'll have to sort of.
Okay. So I'll just make a talon attack.
Yeah. Okay, so a 15 is enough to grab it.
Hey.
Which I would have loved to just see that 4 happen. That would have been amazing.
Good thing you gave me advantage.
Well, technically, you had disadvantage because of the mud, because of the whatever. But it was straight
roll.
Good enough. Right. However, it is going to try and
wiggle out.
It's going to try and wiggle out as a reaction. It's going to basically make a strength check. Let's see. A strength score is 16. What's the hit points of a giant owl?
19.
19. Yeah, no, it's just going to. Right, that is a 9 on its strength score. It doesn't help much if the whole thing is. God, you're gonna have to finish this before it started. Right. So technically, it is. You've got these 2 large owls that are holding this chest up. They are considered. They would be encumbered, so they can move half their speed. What is their speed?
They have a fly speed of 60 feet.
So 30. Okay.
Yes.
I'm not calling for cheating because I should have known better.
Can you keep them up until we're back at camp?
I can keep them up for an hour, I think. Yes.
Yo.
Okay, Plum, you want to do anything?
I'm gonna look to Tavaren. Tavaren,
Yes.
Nice
can I
job.
fly? Nice job, but can I fly with one of the birds, please?
Yes.
Please. Yes. And I wait for, and I hold my action for an owl to come to grab on the owl and to fly with it.
Ysdred, you had something to do. So just so you know, this bronze banded chest is still, while being held aloft by 2 owls, which are having a difficult time considering their wingspans and the whole thing, is still very much wiggling. You can see it sort of mud drip from its feet. It is not going to go quiet. It is not given up. So, Ysdred, what do you want to do? You had an idea. We want to hear it.
Yeah, I kinda wanted to go.
Let's actually click the thing.
To go bardish, which is try to attract its attention with a little story, a little children's song like I have something in my pocket, something like that. Can you guess what it is? Something along those way. I'm not a natural singer and writer, but yeah, you get the idea.
Make me a. This would still be animal handling, as you're trying to sort of catch its attention and soothe it. Go ahead.
Yeah, the thing where I have -1. Yay! That's why I wanted to go bardic and not taming.
I know, but this is not. This is a. Do you have proficiency performance? No, actually not. Other way around. What's your just roll me a charisma check, just pure charisma.
Sure.
Because do you have proficiency in animal handling?
Nope.
Okay. Now I would say if this were an intelligent creature like Nixie, nice. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. With a -1, it definitely sort of.
Oh.
Yeah, I
It's
guess.
just trying to catch the attention while the all are handling it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not very. It pulled a nat 1 on his charisma save, so nah. So okay. Right, Anna, you're up. If there's anything that you want to... Actually, no. Sorry, before that, the chest is actually going to have its turn.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So
Or
it's
no.
basically going to it's going to try and bump. It's going to open and close its lid, sort of, with some. Basically, it's going to try and get its way out. So it is actually going to bump one of the owls. Okay, that's a 20 to hit.
That'll hit. They have an AC of 12.
10 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Do you think that would be how much is that proportionately to their hit points? Half. You wanna just roll to see if the owl can. I would say make a concentration check, but the idea is you do it with strength.
With the owl stats?
Strength
Owl
saving
stats.
throw.
Yeah.
Alright, let me
Instead of
bring up. Because now I need to bring up the owl again. Because that's something that D&D Beyond is not very friendly with. Like,
I mean, it's
using
technically. Constitution would be a bit.
strength saving through.
It would be okay.
821. Quit.
Okay. Jeez. Okay. Well.
Jesus.
Right. So, despite the chest moving, I'll say this: the chest sort of bashes into one of the owls. That particular owl.
There's some feathers that suddenly start flying. Like,
Start flying inside. Maybe it lets go. There is a drop, but another owl sort of swoops in and catches it because you've got a fucking reserve. Okay. Damn it! This is gonna be over before it's done. Right, Anna. As this horde of owls, this parliament of owls, sort of moves up and above. What do you guys do? What do you do?
Yeah, that's not gonna help. I mean, at this point, Anna's just.
I mean, right next to you, you can see Plum going uppies to the nearest owl.
Yes. I shall call you Sir Hootington. Sir
Are we going?
Please.
we have officially named one of the owls by now.
Yes.
I mean, are we going back by owl, or are we just walking and?
I think I'm like I could perhaps maybe get on an owl, but I kind of don't want to do that to them. But Plum is small, so
That is true.
I'm sure they don't mind that. I'm not going to try.
I could make
All right.
small.
So I mean, considering their strength, I'm pretty sure that everybody here, maybe except Nixie, could be picked up by the owl and sort of transported. You've got what? How many of you? 2, 4, 5. Yeah, there's enough owls for everybody. So, especially if Ysdred decides to ride Nixie back. So,
including our guide, because
including the guide, who could technically be. Remember, the guide is small. He's a puppet.
Yeah, that's true. He could ride with Plum, and that's not gonna be an issue.
Yeah, definitely not.
Good.
Okay.
I mean, then I'll gently step towards another owl and ask if he would mind carrying me back to the camp.
Okay. Tavaren, do you give the order to just...
Yes, I will say that. Yeah.
Right. Ysdred, what do? Do you grab an owl or...
I'll go by Nixie.
You'll go by Nixie. Okay. Right. I am going to... Now, you know what? Considering how I'm rolling right now, I don't really think... just give me give me another strength check for the owl. With again, straight roll.
Oh, strength. It's 16 this time. Would have been a crit if it was with advantage.
Yeah. Okay. As soon as the owls swoop in, grab you either by the shoulders or sort of fairly delicately in their talons, and sort of whoosh you off. You can hear sort of Clapper go, that way, that way, as the owls swoop in. As soon as you leave the confines of this sort of little area, the bronze chest basically sort of stops struggling. You can see that its face has sort of drooped a little bit, but it is not content. It has made peace with its situation, and it's not struggling anymore.
It's how I like when I'm carrying my cats home.
Yes.
If they're like out in the field, and like initially they'll be like, "Nyeh," and then after a while it's like, fine. And then once I get to the door, they suddenly go like, "Nyeh."
Yeah, it's exactly that.
Unhunt me, human.
As you head back through the mist, this time, there's a moment where the owls almost move too fast for Clapperclaw. So he said, no, turn back, we missed it. And sort of moves back. But you are gently-ish dropped at the entrance of the camp, as Ysdred, you've managed to... Actually, Ysdred, you did not miss the camp, right? You come up to the camp and you see the owls continuing before making a 180 loop and coming back.
Okay.
As the how should I put it? Yes. As you come into the camp is effervescent. As the clamor of the chests, the clinking of the plates and the silverware and whatnot, sort of almost feel like a festival. Well, they're welcoming their old friend back. And as soon as the chest sort of moves itself into that one position where you saw, there's even sort of a little brush that comes behind it and sort of brushes away the mud that it tracked onto the carpets. The carpets are bristling to try to get rid of it, a bit like a dog, shaking off water.
Yeah.
And yes, and the fox is there clapping as well with his hands, and starts playing a joyful tune, and as the furniture and everything starts dancing to the music, he says, "Well, friends, thank you for this."
And I will also then turn to the owls and go, "Yes, thank you very much," and I will send them off.
Farewell, Whittington. I shall never forget you.
Thank you for bringing back our lost companions. Please, as reward, please sit, recover. As I can tell, it was most likely not an easy task. Yeah, tell me about it. Please tell me about yourselves. But please, enjoy the company and the any amenities that my camp has to offer. Tonight, I am your host, and I will see you rested, fed, and healed. And cleaned
That
if
is
necessary.
very kind of you.
Looking at the tracks of metal on the floor.
Really appreciate it.
Right. So that's where technically the encounter ends. The fact that you cheated through it means that those who are watching are going to get quite the surprise when they discover what the chest can actually do in combat.
Yeah.
There's a whole mechanic with regards to it's a mud pit, so it's slippery. You have advantage or
What you mean
disadvantage.
cheated?
No, well, cheated. You cheated the encounter, and I didn't say you cheated.
Is it an
Use the
encounter
tool.
that is meant for level 5 characters?
Technically, yeah. So I might actually be need to take into account no summons. We'll work it out.
Just go like, no, you only get the
It has to be you.
2024.
I mean, technically, I'm pretty sure that Plum, with his new Barbarian and going almost huge, would have been fairly easy as well. So, like I said, each of you had between the teleporting Anna, the Plum Ballista, Tavaren and his workforce, and Ysdred with, well, I would have loved to see it in what Ysdred. What would you have done?
My plan was to, if Ysdred was alone, she would have tried to charm it to coax it into coming with her, while using Nixie to frighten it off.
Okay. Yeah. So I was about to say, Ysdred in the stick and carrot method.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It could have been interesting. Of course, in the interest of our little adventure, the reward is an instantaneous long rest. So feel free to hit that long rest button if you haven't already. But of course, to any other helpers, there would have been definitely a reward of different fun little items, and plus, if there is a moment of roleplay in the camp with the fox itself, well, there is the possibility that the companions may find, the adventurers may find themselves with little companions, sort of, a scarf that is actually stat blocked as a lizard, for example, or a giant fire beetle that is actually a glowing paper lantern, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Right. Well. Okay. Just under an hour.
While we're resting, I'm gonna bring my hammer back to our dear Tavaren, and I'm gonna say again, like, we already repaired it a bit, but could you help me repair it that it's completely not broken?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Oh, to which the fox sort of jumps in. No. You will not do anything of your own except rest. I will have that cleaned, restored in short order. We do know how things. I quite often have to prepare many of my friends here. So.
Okay, but be careful with it. It's very important to me.
Oh, all objects have their importance. And sort of glancing about.
Yes.
Okay.
And thank you, Tavaren. It has been a very, very long time that I had the feeling of flying again. So thank you for it. And I give a little tap to his hand or whatever my small hands can tap.
Okay.
And I'll actually come down like, hey, yeah, no, I hope you get to do that by yourself again.
I hope so too. Would be a nice change. I lowers his voice. I kinda miss it,
Yeah,
to fly a bit when I would like to do an act with my sister again. I think she would be happy if I do that. But don't tell her that I sing well, or else she would ask me to do other shows.
Okay.
And I'll waddle off somewhere on a pillow and just drop and try to sleep.
Okay.
Anna
okay.
is going to. Sorry, except if you want to continue. But Anna would be curious about the fox, hearing about his adventures, and also warning him about Hither, Tither, and Hither, Dither, and Yon.
Well, that would explain why the roads are blocked. I can't seem to actually. I can travel between these domains, but can't seem to enter them. It is strange. The way is blocked for me. Well. I'll just have to go around and see what else I can find in this area.
Yes. That would be most wise.
Well, my name is not Wise, but I am Joy.
That is true. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you, Joy.
And it is a pleasure serving you. You have friends here.
That is always a good thing.
Yes, it is. Isn't it right, friend? And the large chest sort of claps its lid, bounding joyously, having found its place among the camp.
And if you can spare it from time to time, I guess Chest would appreciate a mud bath now and then.
I am sure. But, well, you must always keep moving. So, I will keep that in mind for a later date, of course. Right. On that note, let's take our break here, so that we can start fresh in the next part in the next domain. Right. So players, we're gonna take a little break, 5-10 minutes. Go grab a drink, finish your dinner, whatever. And for you friends who are watching, well, I hope that this has at least piqued your interest for the Encounters at a Glance Kickstarter book. I'll be putting a link below, of course, so where you can find it. I still think that there is still, as this is coming up, there's still possibility for late pledges. If not, well, it'll come out soon enough. So, see you right after this. Bye.
Bye!